Hello Wolverines, it's Mrs. Johnson here, and today I want to teach you about something very unique and very special to Wisconsin, and actually very common where I live in Darlington, Wisconsin. We live way down in the corner, almost towards Illinois and Iowa, in a town called Darlington. And in Darlington, we are known for bluebirds. We often see bluebirds and bluebird huts around our town. And so there are eastern bluebirds, western bluebirds, and mountain bluebirds. And Darlington in lower Wisconsin is known for the eastern bluebird. This is an example of an eastern bluebird. It's a statue in our town. And bluebirds are pretty cool for a couple different reasons. They tend to have the same partner the whole breeding series, or the whole season. So they breed somewhere between March and August, sometimes even into September or October. So right now, many of the boxes where bluebirds nest, they don't actually call them nests, they call them bluebird boxes. And we'll show you some of those in just a little bit. But those boxes, you will often find eggs around this time of year, and sometimes you'll even find the baby birds. And we're gonna show you a little bit of that a little later. They are beautiful birds. The female birds are a little bit lighter in color. They almost look like a tannish with a very light blue wings. And the male, or the boy, they have real dark blue or bright blue colors. And that's how you can tell the difference between the females and the males. So Darlington is known, we used to have a place called the Bluebird Nature Society where we were able to do tons of projects, listen to guest speakers, and learn all about birds, reptiles, and mammals that live in Wisconsin. It was a very unique place, and my kids and my students and my Girl Scouts learned a ton of things from the Bluebird Nature Center. So we have a little bit more to show you shortly. We're gonna visit a couple bluebird boxes and show you the surprises we find inside. I hope you enjoy. Hi Wolverines, it's Mrs. Johnson, and we have an extra cool thing to show you. We're continuing with our bluebird information, and we have a special guest that is going to tell us a little bit more about bluebirds and the houses or the homes that they live in. This is my friend, and she is also a teacher. This is Sue Cashman, and she is a member of the Bluebird Society, and we actually have a Bluebird Society place right in town that you can go and learn more about birds, and she helps run that and keep things really cool for all the kids that want to learn about, and adults. So this is Sue Cashman, and she's going to tell us about the first box.
Okay, hi everybody. Well, first of all, these are called nest boxes, not birdhouses. And I'm not exactly sure why they started doing that, but this is called a Peterson box. There are several different kinds of bluebird boxes, and I should say that the reason we have these is that back in the 1980s, which wasn't so long ago for me, but for you it probably was, they couldn't find bluebirds anywhere. And like in the whole state of Wisconsin, they think there were about 40 bluebirds, and that's all. And so nobody could figure out what happened to them, and they decided that bluebirds used to make, this is an old fence post, bluebirds used to make their homes in old fence posts that had holes, but then they changed to these metal fence posts, so the bluebirds lost their place for a home. And then people started cutting down trees, and they used to use old woodpecker holes, and then there weren't as many of those either. So there was this fellow that lived way out east in Maine, and he got the idea that people could start making homes for bluebirds, and if they did, the bluebirds might come. And so bluebirds are called secondary cavity nesters, and that means they have to have a cavity or a hole, but they can't make it themselves. It has to be there already. So this is an older one. This is called a Peterson box because it was invented by a fella named Mr. Peterson. And Annika, do you remember why they have these little lines in front?
It's for like into them.
That's right. Then she can feed them in there. Yep.
My daughter Annika asked why they had those lines on the box.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like Sue just said, it's so the mama bird can perch on there.
And then she can just reach in and check on the babies, or she can feed them that way. because they're going to grow, and we'll look at some babies in a minute.
Ooh.
So this is an older box, and also this winter it was filled up with mice. Mice will live in those in the winter time, which is not really what you want.
All right, we're going to go on to another kind of box and have a little surprise for you.
And this is called a simple box, and this is the kind that we make in Darlington. There's a goldfinch too. Anyway, this has got a protector on it, and this is so that if there's a raccoon around and he tries to reach in to get the eggs or the babies, he'll scratch his arm on this wire. So that's why we put that on there. And we also have, each of these has a little nail or screw so people can open it up. And what we do is count the babies. Now, the mama made that nest, mom and dad, they just use grass. And they pack it in there really neatly, and they usually lay 4 or 5 eggs. Whoops! Now, can you see the babies?
Those are the babies. They look like they were just born probably yesterday.
They all fell out. And there's a bluebird egg. Now, I don't know. See if that one's...
Oh, I don't want it to
Yeah, that one's warm, so that may be hatching yet.
Now they have a myth that they say if you touch baby eggs or birds, the mama won't come back.
Yeah.
That's not true, is it?
Not with bluebirds. Bluebirds don't mind if you touch them, and they're really warm.
Why do they have a big stomach?
Look at their big stomach.
Why do they have a big stomach?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. There's one that's got a fatter stomach. That one looks kind of tiny there, doesn't it?
Wow.
Now, I also know that once you touch the box, then they open their mouths.
Oh, cool.
There. Now, it takes a month for them to be ready to fly away. So in 2 weeks, they grow a lot. And the mom and pop take turns feeding them. And then when it's about time for them to fledge, which is what they call it when they fly out of the box.
There's the mama and the daddy.
We see the mama and the daddy in the tree, but it's really hard to see.
Well, the other thing that's sort of interesting is that when they start to poop, the mama and the poop is in a little bag, a white bag, and the mama and pop bring the poop out and let it go. So they keep the nest clean.
Oh my gosh.
And then about a few days before it's time for the birds to fledge, they stop cleaning the nest. And they think that that'll help get rid of the baby birds. So when...
That would get rid of me if it was piling up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the papa up there. So that's another
Oh, there's the
clue.
papa.
Yeah, and we can
Try to
always
zoom in.
tell if it's usually a month before they go. And then when they go, you open it up, and all it is a little pile of skinny grass and poop. Dried up poop. You've got the one with the fat
Annika wanted
belly.
to hold on to one.
He's probably going to go to the bathroom. I imagine that's why his belly's so big.
Can I see it, Annika? Very cool. Yeah, it does have a big belly. So tiny. They only take 2 weeks from when they
Yeah, that's right.
lay the eggs to when the baby birds hatch.
And another 2 before they're ready to go. But the other thing that's interesting is that the mama and daddy continue to feed them even after they're out of the nest. Even when they look like regular big bluebirds, they still feed them.
Wow.
And a lot of birds do that. So they're back in there, and we're watching the mom and dad in the tree there.
Do the same birds come back to the same nest
Yeah,
usually?
I think they do. I think they do. Usually in October. There she's flying there. Right
There's
there.
the
I
mama.
don't want it to be this.
Oh,
That's really blue.
yeah, and that's the sound they make. It's not a real loud sound. It's kind of there chirping.
We've seen one in our backyard before.
So
There,
now
you
we're
can see the
checking
eggs.
this one. The mama just came out. We just missed getting the mama on video.
There's 4.
She was sitting on her babies.
Now I'm going to just touch.
4 eggs.
Now just reach in there and see if you think they're warm.
I want to.
You feel how warm they are from her sitting on them?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She kept them warm all weekend, this cold weekend and those cold nights, and I was kind of concerned that they might not make it, but
Oh, cool.
they did.
I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about bluebirds from me and my friend Sue Cashman today, and my daughter Annika. I just wanted to remind you that Sue has been working with bluebirds and has been a part of the Bluebird Nature Society for many, many years. So she is very familiar with them, has many boxes around town that she is responsible for and takes care of, and she has handled and taught about them for many years. So unless you are very comfortable and know about the bluebirds, please do not handle them as she did in the video, or go into their boxes unless you know how to treat them kindly and properly. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the baby birds and the eggs and learning a little bit more about the bluebirds from us today. Enjoy your day and see if you spot a bluebird around when you're out in nature.